To create a chart on Google Sheets, you first need to decide what data you need to compare. For this first example, I'm going to actually compare the fat content for the main entree for each of my restaurants. So for example, for Chipotle, I'm going to compare the chicken bowl burrito or chicken burrito bowl to the Frontega chicken panini to Portillo's grilled chicken sandwich and Subway's 6-inch turkey Italian melt. So to do that, I first want to click and drag to select the chicken bowl title along with its numeric content here, so 31. It's important that that's just a number. If you have a G in there or some other letter signifying grams, it won't work. So, so my first step again is to highlight this first two pieces of data, hold down the Control key, and then that will allow me to click and drag and select the data label, which is the words, along with the actual data, which is the numbers, for each of these main entrees. So I've selected each of these. Then I'm going to go to Insert Chart. And this first tab up here is the Start tab, and that allows you to get through kind of 75% of what you want to do here. First of all, it gives you a little preview over here on the right side. Immediately, I'm going to switch this to vertical because that happens to be the orientation of my data is in a vertical up and down orientation. Gives me some recommended charts, and I find the best chart for this happens to be the bar chart or the column chart. You can see it's labeled these. They're compared nicely to each other. And then I can go in and actually change some of these other axes titles. That's where I get into charts and customize. So I've gone through charts here. You can see I can change a couple of different settings here, and a lot of times this is just a matter of checking things and unchecking things and taking a look at your preview over here. Inside charts, I get a full selection of the types of charts I want, although I chose column on this first start screen, so that works just fine for me. And then customize is where you can really get in and add and modify what this chart looks like. So first thing under the requirements is I want to change the chart title, obviously from the word chart title. I'm going to call this main entree fat content. And that will allow it to change right there. I also want to maybe make it bold or change the color if I need to. The legend, this one doesn't happen to matter because I only have one small legend over here on the right side. I can change the position of that depending on what type of chart you choose. Again, I have a lot of different features here, none of which happen to work for this particular chart, but you can modify it even more there. And then I have my horizontal axes, so I can, along here, change what it says on the bottom. Instead of the word horizontal axes title, I'll just call these the entrees. And scroll down, you can kind of see how that takes into effect. And then also I can change what my left axis over here is and switch where I want that to appear. Again, just kind of switching through and modifying what my chart looks like. I don't happen to have any error bars, and continue to make some modifications here. Okay. Once I have it looking the way I want it to, I can switch these around. Let's see, it's left vertical. Probably change that one here. Instead of the word left vertical axis title, these are actually fat grams. Add that title over here on the left side. You can kind of see how that works out as well. Like I said, I'm ready to click Insert here. Insert my chart, and now I can move this around as I need to. I can delete it or change it as I need to using this little button over here. And this should allow me to kind of drag this around and move it to where I need it to be within my chart, within my spreadsheet. Now, when I'm ready to move on to my next chart, this is where it gets a little bit more challenging. There we go. Get a little hand here. It gets a little bit more challenging when I want to compare things that aren't right next to each other. So for this first example, I compared the title over here, Frontega chicken panini, to the fat, which is right next to it. If I want to compare calories, for example, the title is over here on the left side, but I need to skip column B and get to column C to work with it. That's where it gets a little bit challenging. If I were to highlight this word, say chicken burrito, and then calories, I can again hold down the control key, select the words, and then the number that goes along with it. So in other words, 6-inch turkey Italian melt, and then the calorie content for that. And if I were to do the exact same process here, insert chart, switch it around vertically, it looks like it works pretty good, except you'll notice my labels do not appear down here. I can't tell which bar goes with which main entree. So that is sort of a flaw in Google Charts as it is right now. So the solution to that is this. I'm going to actually go ahead and highlight this entire column of calories. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it down here. Then I'm going to do the same thing to all of these labels, copy it and paste it. And now what I've done is sort of create artificially a little chart down here where they are next to each other. So let's say for this one I want to do the calories for this entire meal. So I'm going to click and drag, hold down Control. And it's important that I'm highlighting not only the title, but also the numbers, again, that go along with it. Again, I'm going to go to Insert Chart, change this to vertical, and switch it around. And now you can see these labels do appear. So that's the one kind of little trick within Google Sheets that makes it a little less user-friendly than Microsoft Excel. But I can still go through here. I can still go in and customize. Really, the three big things you're going to want to customize are your chart titles. So this is going to be meal calories. Go down here to the axes, and I'm going to adjust my horizontal axes. So this is going to be meal totals. And I'm going to switch my left vertical one, and these are calories. Whoop. And when I'm ready to insert that, I can go ahead and insert it and then pick it up. You get this little hand before you can pick it up and put it down right there. Now for the remainder of the assignment, you're going to want to insert some wording underneath these to kind of explain what this chart means to you. Google Sheets doesn't necessarily have a text box that you can insert, but you can just simply type in the cells down here to kind of give me your reflection of what this chart is showing you. For example, this particular chart shows me that the chicken burrito bowl by far has the highest fat content amongst all of these. The grilled chicken sandwich happens to have the lowest. And then this chart, whatever the analysis is below it, just go ahead and type it into your sheets. This does not need to be printed out, so you don't need to worry about your spacing and those sorts of things.